everyone, Emily Grace here. And look, I know that title probably made you do a double take. Maybe you rolled your eyes, maybe you thought, here we go, another one of those videos. But before you click away, let me tell you something. I have been living in Southeast Asia for the past 8 years. I have helped hundreds of Western men navigate the dating scene here. And I am going to give you the raw, unfiltered truth about what life actually costs in these countries and what the dating culture is really like. Now, I want to address something right off the bat. This is not about buying a girlfriend. That is not what we are talking about here. What we are discussing is how your money goes significantly further in certain countries and how that financial comfort can make you a much more attractive partner. We are talking about places where traditional gender roles still exist, where women genuinely appreciate a man who can provide stability, and where your $600 a month has the purchasing power of $3,000 or $4,000 back home. I get messages every single day from men who are tired of the dating scene in the West. Guys in their 40s, 50s, even 60s who feel invisible on dating apps. Men who work hard but cannot afford both rent and a social life. Guys who want a partner who actually appreciates them instead of treating them like they are auditioning for a role they will never get. So yes, we are going to talk about money. We are going to talk about cost of living. But we are also going to talk about culture, about respect, about what it actually means to build a life in these countries. And I am going to be completely honest with you about the challenges, the pitfalls, and the realities that those highlight reel videos on Instagram never show you. By the end of this video, you are going to know exactly which countries offer the best value, what the dating culture is actually like in each place, what $600 a month realistically gets you, and most importantly, how to do this the right way without being that creepy foreigner that everyone talks about. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let me take you through the 7 Asian countries where your money and your dating life can both go a whole lot further. Let me start with a country that most guys completely overlook: Sri Lanka. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are picturing crowded cities and extreme poverty. But that image is about 15 years out of date. Sri Lanka has transformed dramatically, and the South Coast in particular has become this incredible hub for expats and digital nomads. Let me break down the numbers for you. For $600 a month in Sri Lanka, you can rent a beautiful 2-bedroom house just a 10-minute walk from the beach. I am not talking about some concrete box either. I am talking about a place with a garden, a covered porch, maybe even a small plunge pool. You will spend about $150 a month on groceries if you are eating local food. Another $100 for utilities, including internet, that is actually pretty decent. That leaves you $350 for everything else. Transportation, eating out, entertainment, dating. The beaches here are absolutely stunning. Marissa, Weligama, Unawatuna. These are not overcrowded tourist traps. These are laid-back surf towns with incredible seafood, warm water year-round, and a genuine local community. Now let's talk about the dating scene. Sri Lankan women are conservative by Western standards, but not as conservative as you might expect. The younger generation, especially in the coastal areas, is much more open to dating foreigners. These are educated women who speak excellent English. Many of them have studied abroad or worked in tourism. They understand Western culture, but still maintain traditional values when it comes to relationships. Here is what you need to understand, though. Sri Lankan culture is all about family. If you date a woman here, you are not just dating her. You are building a relationship with her entire family. Her parents will want to meet you pretty early on. Her siblings will want to know what your intentions are. This is not casual dating culture. This is relationship culture. The women here tend to be incredibly loyal once they commit to someone. They take relationships seriously. They are looking for stability, for a man who treats them with respect, who can provide a comfortable life, and your $600 budget makes you solidly middle class here. You are not rich, but you are comfortable. You can take her to nice restaurants. You can help support her family if needed. You can build a genuine life together. But let me be real with you about the challenges. Sri Lanka went through a serious economic crisis recently. Things have stabilized, but the country is still recovering. You will see poverty. You will encounter people who are struggling. If that makes you uncomfortable, this might not be the place for you. Also, the bureaucracy here can be absolutely maddening. Getting a long-term visa requires patience and probably a good local lawyer. The healthcare system is okay for basic stuff, but for anything serious, you are looking at traveling to Thailand or back home. And here's something nobody tells you. Sri Lanka is a small country, and the expat community is even smaller. Word travels fast. If you are hopping from woman to woman, treating people badly, everyone will know your reputation matters here in a way it just does not in bigger expat hubs. But if you are genuinely looking for a peaceful life, amazing weather, low cost of living, and a traditional woman who will appreciate you, Sri Lanka deserves serious consideration. The South Coast especially has this perfect balance of local culture and expat amenities. You get the authentic Asian experience without completely leaving your comfort zone. All right, moving up our list to Cambodia. Now, Cambodia has a bit of a reputation, and I am not going to sugarcoat it. Phnom Penh and Siem Reap definitely have a seedy underbelly, but if you can look past that, Cambodia offers something really special for the right kind of guy. $600 in Cambodia is seriously comfortable living in Sihanoukville before the Chinese developers took over most of it, or in coastal towns like Kampot and Kep. You can rent a beachfront bungalow for $200 a month. I am talking about waking up to ocean views, falling asleep to the sound of waves. Your grocery bill will run about $100 monthly if you are shopping at local markets. Utilities are cheap, maybe $50. You have got $350 left over for literally everything else. The food scene in Cambodia is underrated, really underrated. Fresh seafood is ridiculously cheap. You can get a huge grilled fish, rice, vegetables, and a couple of beers for $5. The local cuisine has influences from Thailand, Vietnam, and France, which creates this amazing fusion. Now, Cambodian women. This is where things get interesting. Cambodia has a complicated history with Western men. The country has been through absolute hell, the Khmer Rouge genocide, decades of poverty, sex tourism. This has created a complex dynamic. Some Cambodian women are understandably wary of foreign men. Others are specifically looking for a foreign partner because they see it as a way to a better life. You need to be able to navigate this carefully. The women you meet in bars and clubs in Phnom Penh are probably working girls or looking for a sponsor situation. That is just the reality. But if you want to meet genuine Cambodian women who are interested in a real relationship, you need to go where the middle-class locals hang out: coffee shops, university areas, cultural events. Cambodian women who come from good families are often incredibly well-educated and surprisingly modern in their thinking. They speak English, they understand Western culture, but they still value family and tradition. They are looking for a man who is stable, kind, and respectful. Someone who treats them as an equal partner, not as a servant or a trophy. Here is what makes Cambodia work on $600 a month. The cost of dating is almost nothing. A nice dinner costs $10. Movie tickets are $3 each. A weekend trip to the islands costs maybe $50 total. You can live a genuinely romantic lifestyle here without constantly worrying about money. But let me talk about the real challenges, because there are several. First, Cambodia is still developing. Infrastructure is rough. Roads are terrible outside major cities. Power outages happen. Internet can be spotty. If you need everything to work perfectly all the time, you will be frustrated constantly. Second, the visa situation is actually pretty easy, but the corruption is real. You will probably need to pay unofficial fees to get things done. It is just part of how the system works. Some guys find this liberating. No pretense, just pay the money and move on. Other guys find it deeply offensive. You need to know which type you are. Third, the language barrier is real. Yes, many younger Cambodians speak English, but outside tourist areas, you will struggle. Learning some basic Khmer will dramatically improve your experience and show respect for the culture. Healthcare is the big one, though. For anything beyond basic medical care, you need to go to Thailand. There are some decent hospitals in Phnom Penh now, but for serious issues, you are getting on a plane. Cambodia works best for guys who are genuinely adventurous, guys who do not need everything to be convenient and comfortable. If you can embrace the chaos, accept the rough edges, and genuinely connect with the culture, Cambodia can be an incredible place to build a life. The women here have been through a lot. They are strong, resilient, and deeply loyal to partners who treat them right. Just do not be that guy who treats Cambodia like his personal playground. The locals have seen enough of that for several lifetimes. The fifth country on our list is the Philippines. This is probably the most popular destination for Western men looking to relocate to Asia, and there are some really good reasons for that. But there are also some things you absolutely need to know before you book that one-way ticket to Manila. Let me start with the money. $600 a month in the Philippines puts you in an interesting position. You are definitely not rich, but you are comfortable if you live like a local. In a beach town like Dumaguete, Siargao, or even parts of Cebu, you can rent a decent two-bedroom house for $250. It will probably have basic amenities, maybe a small yard, and be in a safe neighborhood. Groceries run about $120 if you are mixing local markets with occasional trips to the supermarket for Western items. Utilities, including internet, will be around $70. That leaves you with $160 for everything else. Now here is where the Philippines gets interesting. English is everywhere. This is the third largest English-speaking country in the world. You can have deep conversations, understand humor, navigate bureaucracy, all without learning a new language. For a lot of guys, this is huge. You can actually build meaningful connections without that constant translation barrier. Filipino women are famous worldwide for being sweet, caring, and family-oriented. And that reputation is largely accurate. Filipino culture emphasizes kindness, hospitality, and loyalty. Women here are raised to value family above almost everything else. Many Filipino women genuinely prefer older men because they associate age with stability and maturity. But here is what you really need to understand. Filipino culture is extremely family-centered, even more so than other Asian countries. When you date a Filipina, you are not just getting a girlfriend. You are getting her parents, her siblings, her cousins, her aunts and uncles. They will all want to know about you. Many will expect financial help at some point. This is not gold digging. This is culture. Successful family members support struggling family members. That is just how it works. On $600 a month, you need to be very clear about boundaries. You can help out occasionally, maybe contribute to a birthday celebration, or help with a medical emergency, but you cannot support an entire extended family on that budget. You need to communicate this early and often. The dating scene in the Philippines is straightforward. Women here are direct about wanting relationships. They are not into hookup culture. They are not playing games. They want to know if you are serious or not. If you are looking for commitment, you will find plenty of options. If you are looking to play the field, you will run into problems quickly. Let me talk about the best places for your budget. Manila is too expensive. You will burn through $600 in no time. Angeles City and Subic have too much of that sketchy expat reputation. Your best bets are provincial cities with good infrastructure. Dumaguete is probably perfect. University town, lots of educated women, beaches nearby, and low cost of living. Iloilo is another excellent choice modern city. Great food scene, friendly people, and way cheaper than Manila. Siargao has gotten expensive since it became famous, but the neighboring islands are still affordable and absolutely beautiful. Now the challenges. The Philippines is a hard place to live sometimes. The heat is intense year-round. The traffic in cities is absolutely insane. The bureaucracy is worse than almost anywhere else in Asia. Things that should take 1 day will take 3 weeks. Things that should cost $10 will somehow cost $50 after all the fees and extra charges. The poverty is also very visible. You will see families living in conditions that will break your heart. You will be asked for money constantly. Street kids will knock on your car window. This is difficult for a lot of Western guys to handle emotionally. Healthcare is decent in major cities, but expensive by local standards. On your budget, you need good insurance, or you are in trouble if something serious happens. But here is why guys keep choosing the Philippines despite these challenges. The women are genuinely warm and affectionate. The culture is welcoming to foreigners. The weather is always warm, the beaches are world-class, and you can actually communicate easily. For a lot of men, especially older guys who are not interested in learning a new language, the Philippines offers the easiest transition into Asian living. Just go in with realistic expectations about money, about family obligations, and about what daily life actually looks like. Country number 4, Vietnam. This country has changed dramatically in the last decade. I am talking about a complete transformation. And right now, it offers one of the best combinations of low-cost living, modern infrastructure, and genuine dating opportunities in all of Asia. Your $600 in Vietnam goes incredibly far, especially outside the major cities. In a coastal city like Nha Trang, Quy Nhon, or Da Nang, you can rent a modern 2-bedroom apartment with a balcony for $300 a month. I am talking about a place with air conditioning, a Western-style bathroom, a real kitchen. Groceries will run you about $100 if you are eating mostly local food with some Western items mixed in. Utilities are cheap, maybe $40 including really good internet. That leaves you $260 for transportation, entertainment, and dating. The food in Vietnam is some of the best in the world. Seriously. Fresh spring rolls, pho, banh mi, seafood that was swimming a few hours ago. You can eat like royalty on $5 a day. A beer costs 50 cents. A coffee costs $1. The quality of life you can have on a tight budget is remarkable. Now, Vietnamese women. This is where Vietnam really stands out from the pack. Vietnamese women are educated, ambitious, and strong-willed. They are not waiting around for a man to rescue them. They have careers, plans, goals, but they also value traditional relationships. They want a partner who is stable, respectful, and genuinely interested in building a life together. The dating culture in Vietnam is more conservative than Thailand or the Philippines, but less conservative than somewhere like Sri Lanka. Women here date, they go out, they have relationships before marriage, but they are also very aware of their reputation. They care what their family thinks. They are looking for something serious, not casual hookups. Here is what makes Vietnam special. Vietnamese women will genuinely judge you on who you are as a person, not just on your wallet. Yes, financial stability matters, but they also care about your personality, your sense of humor, how you treat service workers, whether you are genuinely interested in their culture. You cannot just show up with money and expect women to fall at your feet. You actually have to be a decent human being. For $600 a month, you are solidly middle class in Vietnam. You can take a woman to nice restaurants. You can travel within the country on weekends. You can rent a motorbike and explore. You can build a genuinely good life. But you are not going to be throwing money around. You need to be smart with your budget. The best cities for your budget are definitely outside Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. Those two are getting expensive fast. Da Nang is probably the sweet spot right now, modern city, beautiful beaches, growing expat community, but still affordable. Hue is another excellent choice if you want something more traditional and quieter. Hoi An is gorgeous but increasingly touristy and pricey. Nha Trang is interesting. Big Russian expat community, which some guys like and others find off-putting. The beaches are beautiful though, and it is still relatively cheap. Let me talk about the challenges, because Vietnam is not perfect. The visa situation is more complicated than other countries. You cannot just pay and stay indefinitely. You need to do visa runs or get a business visa, which requires some setup. The government is also more controlling than other Southeast Asian countries. There is censorship, surveillance, and you need to be careful about what you say publicly, especially online. The language barrier is real. Vietnamese is a tonal language and genuinely difficult to learn. Outside major tourist areas, English is limited. You will need to learn at least basic Vietnamese to navigate daily life comfortably. The traffic is absolutely insane. Millions of motorbikes everywhere, seemingly no rules, constant chaos. You will need to learn to ride a motorbike to really experience Vietnam, and that learning curve can be terrifying, but once you get used to it, it is actually incredibly freeing. Healthcare is improving rapidly, but still uneven. The big cities have good international hospitals now, but they are expensive. For serious issues, many expats still go to Thailand. Here is what makes Vietnam work, though. The country is safe. Violent crime against foreigners is rare. The infrastructure is improving every year. The economy is booming, which means opportunities for guys who want to work or start businesses. And the women are genuinely looking for real relationships with men who respect them and their culture. Vietnam rewards guys who make an effort, learn some Vietnamese, eat the local food, show respect for the culture, understand the history. If you do those things, you will find Vietnamese people incredibly warm and welcoming. If you show up acting like you own the place because you have dollars, you will be quietly frozen out. On $600 a month, Vietnam offers the best balance of modern comfort and authentic Asian living. You get the adventure without completely sacrificing convenience. Indonesia is having a moment right now. Bali has been popular for years, but the rest of Indonesia is finally getting attention from Western men who are looking for something more authentic. And for $600 a month, Indonesia offers something really special if you know where to look. First, let's get Bali out of the way. Bali is amazing, but increasingly expensive. You can still make $600 work there, but you will be living in a basic place far from the beach, eating local food only, and watching your budget constantly. It is possible, but you will feel the squeeze. The real value in Indonesia is everywhere else. Java, Lombok, Flores, Sulawesi. These places offer incredible value, beautiful nature, and a much more authentic Indonesian experience. Let's talk numbers. In a city like Yogyakarta on Java or Mataram on Lombok, you can rent a 2-bedroom house with a small garden for $150 a month. I am talking about a real house, not an apartment. Groceries will run about $80 if you are eating local Indonesian food. Utilities are around $60. That leaves you over $300 for everything else. That is huge. Indonesian food is incredibly diverse and delicious. Every island has its own specialties. The seafood is amazing. The tropical fruits are unbelievable, and it costs almost nothing. You can eat 3 full meals a day for $5. Now, Indonesian women. This is where things get culturally complex, and you need to pay attention. Indonesia is the largest Muslim country in the world. Religion plays a major role in daily life and relationships. In more conservative areas, dating is very restricted. Women do not go out alone with men they are not related to or engaged to. Public displays of affection are frowned upon. But Indonesia is diverse. In bigger cities, in more touristed areas, in Christian regions like parts of Sulawesi and Flores, the culture is much more relaxed. Women there date more openly, are more comfortable with foreigners, and have fewer restrictions. Indonesian women who are open to dating foreigners tend to be educated, speak English, and come from more modern families. They are looking for partners who respect their religion and culture. If you are not willing to do that, Indonesia is not for you. If you can respect boundaries and cultural differences, you will find Indonesian women to be warm, caring, and incredibly loyal. Here's what $600 means in terms of dating in Indonesia. You can afford to take a woman to nice restaurants. You can travel within the country, which is important because Indonesian women love to travel domestically. You can afford small gifts, which are important culturally. You can live comfortably while building a relationship. But you need to understand that Indonesian relationships move slowly by Western standards. You are not going to meet someone and move in together 2 weeks later. Families need to be involved. If the woman is Muslim, there are religious requirements. You might need to convert to Islam to marry her, depending on her family and region. This is serious stuff you need to think about carefully. The best places for your budget are definitely Java outside Jakarta. Yogyakarta is incredible. Cultural heart of Java, friendly people, good expat community, and super cheap. Malang is another excellent choice. Cool climate because of the elevation, university town, beautiful nature nearby. Lombok is great if you want beaches but cannot afford Bali anymore. Similar vibe, much cheaper, less crowded. The Gili Islands are off Lombok and absolutely beautiful, though touristy. For the truly adventurous, Sulawesi is incredible. Makassar is a good-sized city with beaches, or you could go to smaller places like Manado in the north. The diving is world-class, the culture is fascinating, and hardly any Western expats, which means you will get genuine local experiences. Now the challenge is Indonesia is huge and spread out. Islands are separated by ocean. Domestic flights are cheap but not always reliable. Ferries can be slow and uncomfortable. If you want to explore, you need patience. The bureaucracy in Indonesia is legendarily bad. Getting visas sorted is complicated and expensive. You will probably need an agent. The rules change constantly and are enforced inconsistently. Healthcare is a real concern. Outside Jakarta and Bali, medical facilities are basic. For anything serious, you need to fly to Singapore or back home on $600 a month. A medical emergency could wipe you out financially. The language barrier is significant. Bahasa Indonesia is relatively easy to learn compared to other Asian languages, but you need to learn it. English is limited outside tourist areas. But here is why Indonesia is climbing this list. It is authentically Asian. You get real culture, real traditions, real experiences. The nature is spectacular. Volcanoes, rice terraces, coral reefs, rainforests. The people are genuinely kind once you earn their trust. And your money goes far enough that you can actually enjoy life instead of just surviving. Indonesia works for guys who want adventure, who respect religion and tradition, and who are willing to integrate into a culture rather than staying in an expat bubble. Now we are getting into the top tier, and I am going to surprise you here. Laos. Most guys have barely heard of Laos. They think it is just the country you pass through between Thailand and Vietnam. But Laos is quietly becoming one of the best value destinations in all of Asia, with a dating culture that Western men find refreshingly genuine. $600 in Laos is almost luxury living outside the capital. In a riverside town like Paksi, or in the south near the 4,000 Islands, you can rent a beautiful house with a garden and river views for $150 a month. Groceries are cheap, about $70 monthly for local food. Utilities are minimal, maybe $50. You have got $330 left, which is more than enough for a great lifestyle. Laos is landlocked, so no beaches. But the rivers and waterfalls more than make up for it. The Mekong River is stunning. The countryside is gorgeous. The pace of life is incredibly slow and relaxed. If you are burned out from the chaos of modern life, Laos will heal your soul. The food is similar to Thai food, but with its own character. Lap, som tam, sticky rice, fresh fish from the river. It is simple but delicious and costs almost nothing. Now, Lao women. This is where Laos really shines. Lao women are some of the most genuine, down-to-earth women in Asia. They are not impressed by flash. They are not obsessed with designer goods or Instagram lifestyles. They value kindness, stability, and genuine connection. Lao culture is Buddhist and emphasizes simplicity and contentment. Women here are raised to be gentle and caring, but also strong and independent. They work hard, they contribute to their families, and they expect partners who do the same. The dating culture in Laos is traditional but not overly restrictive. Women can go out, can date, can make their own choices. But they take relationships seriously. They are not into casual hookups or playing games. If you start dating a Lao woman, she is evaluating whether you are husband material pretty much from day one. On $600 a month, you are actually quite comfortable in Laos. You can afford to take her to the best restaurants in town. You can rent a motorbike and explore together on weekends. You can contribute to family events when appropriate. You are not rich, but you are stable, which is what matters most. The best place for your budget is probably southern Laos. Pak-se is a good-sized city with everything you need but still very affordable. The 4,000 Islands area is absolutely beautiful and incredibly cheap. Savannakhet is another good option, right on the border with Thailand, so you can easily cross over for shopping or visa runs. Vientiane, the capital, is more expensive but still doable on 600 if you live modestly. It has the best expat amenities and most opportunities to meet educated English-speaking women. Luang Prabang is gorgeous but touristy and increasingly expensive. Better as a place to visit than to live on a tight budget. Here are the challenges. Laos is the definition of landlocked and isolated. Getting there requires flying through Thailand or Vietnam. Once you are there, you are there. Leaving requires planning and money. The economy is small and opportunities for foreigners are limited. If you need to work, Laos is tough. The visa situation is okay for retirees and people with remote income, but work visas are difficult. Healthcare is basic, really basic. For anything beyond minor issues, you are going to Thailand, which is just across the border but still adds cost and complexity. The expat community is tiny. In some places, you might be the only Western guy around. If you need a community of English speakers, you will struggle. If you are comfortable being the odd one out, it is fine. The infrastructure is improving but still rough. Power outages happen. Internet can be slow. Roads outside major cities are often unpaved. You need to be okay with basic living conditions. But here is the magic of Laos. It is peaceful. The people are genuinely kind. The cost of living is incredibly low. The women are real, caring, and loyal. You can build a genuinely good life here on very little money. If you are looking to escape the chaos of modern life, to connect with nature, to find a partner who values simplicity and authenticity, Laos might be exactly what you need. It is not for everyone. It is too quiet for some guys, too isolated, too undeveloped. But for the right person, Laos is absolutely perfect. Here we are. Number 1. And honestly, there is a reason Thailand has been the top destination for Western men in Asia for decades. Thailand simply offers the best combination of everything you need. Low cost of living, excellent infrastructure, amazing food, beautiful beaches, and yes, women who are genuinely interested in relationships with Western men. Let me break down what $600 a month actually gets you in Thailand. In a beach town in southern Thailand, places like Krabi, Koh Lanta, or even parts of Koh Samui that tourists do not see, you can rent a studio or one-bedroom apartment for $200. It will be basic but clean, with air conditioning, a small kitchen, and probably a balcony. If you want to be near the beach, add $50. Groceries will run about $100 if you are eating mostly Thai food with occasional Western treats. Utilities, including good internet, are about $60. That leaves you $190 for transportation, entertainment, and dating. Now, $190 does not sound like much, but in Thailand it goes surprisingly far. A plate of pad thai costs $2. A beer costs $1.50. A motorbike taxi costs 50 cents. Movie tickets are $5. A weekend trip to a nearby island costs maybe $60 including accommodation. You can live a genuinely fun, social lifestyle on that budget. The food in Thailand is legendary. Every region has its own specialties. Street food is safe, delicious, and cheap. You can eat 3 restaurant meals a day for $10. The variety is incredible. Thai, Chinese, Indian, Western, Japanese, everything is available. Now let's talk about Thai women. This is where things get nuanced and you absolutely need to understand the different dynamics at play. Thailand has an international reputation because of Pattaya, Bangkok's red light districts, and sex tourism. That world exists, it is visible, and some Western men come specifically for that. But that is not what we are talking about. Thai women from good families, educated Thai women, middle-class Thai women, they are looking for real relationships, just like women everywhere. They want stability, respect, kindness, and genuine connection. Your $600 budget makes you middle class in Thailand. Not rich, but comfortable. You can date these women on equal footing. Thai culture is all about saving face and being polite. Thai women are taught to be gentle, accommodating, and conflict avoidant. This can be wonderful in a relationship, less drama, less arguing, more harmony. But it can also mean issues do not get addressed until they explode. You need to learn to read between the lines and create space for honest communication. Thai women appreciate generosity. Not extravagant spending, but thoughtfulness. Small gifts, remembering important days, treating her family with respect, helping out when appropriate. These things matter more than expensive dates. On $600 a month, you need to be clear about boundaries, though. You cannot support a whole family. You cannot be an ATM. But you can be generous within reason, and that is what good Thai women respect. The best places for your budget are southern beach towns. Krabi is probably perfect. Beautiful beaches, good infrastructure, growing expat community, but still authentically Thai. Koh Lanta is more laid back and even cheaper. Hua Hin is great if you prefer the Gulf side and want to be closer to Bangkok. Chiang Mai in the north is also excellent on $600 a month. No beaches, but mountains, cool weather in winter, incredible food scene, huge expat community, and probably the best city in Thailand. For meeting educated Thai women who speak English, Bangkok is tough on $600. Possible, but tight. You would need to live far from the center and budget very carefully. Same with Phuket and Pattaya, too touristy, too expensive, too much of that seedy expat vibe. Now the challenges. Thailand is getting more expensive every year. Places that were dirt cheap 5 years ago are now moderate. The golden era of super cheap Thailand is ending, though it is still affordable compared to the West. The visa situation is manageable but requires attention. You cannot just stay indefinitely without planning. You need to do visa runs, get the right visa for your situation, maybe hire an agent to help navigate the bureaucracy. Healthcare is actually excellent in Thailand. Bangkok has world-class international hospitals. Even provincial hospitals are decent. But it is not free. And on $600 a month, you need insurance or you are vulnerable. The language barrier is real in rural areas, but manageable in cities and tourist zones. Learning basic Thai dramatically improves your experience and shows respect. Traffic in Bangkok is horrendous. Pollution can be bad. The rainy season is genuinely wet and can be depressing if you are used to variety. But here is why Thailand remains number one. It just works. Everything you need is available. You can get anything fixed. Problems have solutions. The infrastructure functions. You can live comfortably on a budget, but also access luxury when you want to splurge. The food is incredible. The people are genuinely friendly. The culture is welcoming to foreigners. The women are beautiful, and many are genuinely interested in relationships with Western men who treat them right. Thailand has been doing this for decades. They understand Western expats. They have systems in place. There is a huge expat community for support and friendship. You can build a real life here, not just exist in perpetual vacation mode. For $600 a month, you cannot live like a king in Thailand anymore. But you can live well. You can date quality women. You can enjoy the beach. You can eat amazing food. You can have adventures. You can build something real. Thailand is number one because it delivers on every level. It is not perfect. Nowhere is. But it offers the best overall package for Western men on a budget who want to experience Asia, date Asian women, and genuinely build a good life. Look, I know this video might challenge some people. The whole concept of moving to Asia on a budget to find a girlfriend makes some people uncomfortable. And I get it. But here is what I want you to understand. This is not about exploitation. This is not about desperate men preying on vulnerable women. This is about recognizing that different cultures value different things, and that your financial situation can be very different depending on where you choose to live. $600 a month might mean poverty in New York or London. But in these 7 countries, it means comfort, opportunity, and the ability to build a genuinely good life. The women in these countries are not victims. They are making informed choices about their own lives. Many of them genuinely prefer Western men because of cultural compatibility, because Western men often treat them with more respect than local men, because they want opportunities their local economy cannot provide. Is there an economic imbalance? Yes, absolutely. But that does not automatically make it wrong. What makes it wrong is if you exploit that imbalance. If you lie, if you use people, if you treat women as disposable. What makes it right is genuine respect, honest communication, and building something real together. Each of these 7 countries offers something unique. Thailand gives you infrastructure and community. Laos gives you peace and authenticity. Indonesia gives you culture and adventure. Vietnam gives you modernity and ambition. The Philippines gives you English and family. Cambodia gives you freedom and possibility. Sri Lanka gives you beauty and tradition. Your $600 goes furthest in Laos and Cambodia. Your dating life is probably easiest in Thailand and the Philippines. Your quality of life might be highest in Vietnam. Only you can decide what matters most to you. Whatever you choose, go in with respect, learn the language, understand the culture, treat people as equals. Be honest about your situation. Do not make promises you cannot keep. And for the love of everything, do not be that gross foreigner that everyone complains about. These countries have welcomed us. The women in these countries have given many Western men a second chance at happiness. We owe them respect, honesty, and genuine effort to build something good. If this video helped you, if it gave you ideas or opened your mind to possibilities, I would appreciate you leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I put out content every week about dating, relationships, and living abroad in Asia. Real information, honest perspectives, no nonsense. And remember, wherever you go, whatever you choose, treat people right. The rest will follow. I am Emily Grace. Thanks for watching.